I am going to keep this intro short because I know you all want to hear her voice more than mine. She is a TV and radio host and now author of Bevelations, Lessons from a Mutha, Auntie, Bestie. The all-around infectious personality, Bevy Smith, is here with me today. Bevy, welcome to the middle.
Thank you so much for having me, Ashley. It's such a joy to be here and to see your pretty little face. I wish we were doing this in person.
I know, I can't wait. Hopefully soon. The next book, we'll do it in person. So congratulations. First, give me a brief synopsis of the book and what readers can expect.
Well, I wrote the book because I had changed my life when I was 38 years old. And I changed my life in such a way that I went from being a corporate advertising executive to pursuing a career in entertainment, i.e. TV, which is a youth-oriented field, to say the least. Now, of course, we've seen women grow into being grown-ups and, age into being 40 on TV and 50 and 60, and even Barbara Walters up until maybe like she was 80 years old. I think she retired.
Right.
But we've never really seen women come into TV as a host of any sort or as a panelist on a talk show at the age of like in their 30s or 40s. Traditionally, these are people that have been doing it for many years. They started out in their 20s and then maybe they get their big break or something and maybe they're a little older. But I came into it at 38 and I actually did what I set out to do. And I felt like it was important to share this story with people because I really do believe it gets greater later. And I really do believe that anyone that really wants to change their life should at least pursue it. Now, I'm not telling people that they should go out and quit their jobs like I did, because that was you have to, risk, you have to assess your risk.
Of course.
But, for me, it was the right thing to do, even though I had a lot of trials and tribulations. But for someone else, it might just simply be trying to change professions. It might be trying to actually incorporate more of their passions and hobbies into their everyday life, whatever it is, but everyone should be taking notes and finding out where they're dissatisfied in their life and seeing how they can make a change, be it big or small. So that's why I wrote the book.
I'm so happy you did. And I love the idea of going after your dreams at any age, and you are living proof that you can achieve them. And you talk a lot about manifesting and going after your dreams in this book. So obviously read it if you want to get the full scoop, but for beginners to this concept, where do you advise starting? Like you mentioned, obviously, don't quit your job if you need that, keep that going. But is there a baby step to get into this manifestation world?
Yeah, it's we're in January. Everyone's talking about vision boards. I have to tell you, I did create a vision board that really talked a lot of about what I'm doing now. Mm-hmm. My first vision board had, me being a TV host on there. It had me writing a book. It had a lot of different things on it. And so I do believe that it's a great way to start putting your ideas on a vision board, and something else I'll say about that too is think big, broad, and outlandish. Don't limit your dreams. You may not want to actually, at this moment in time, pursue the biggest dream that you've ever had in your head, but it's important to put it out there, and it's important to just put it on the page. So for me, I as you read the book, I have an alter ego, Malibu Bevy. Now, Malibu Bevy has an oceanfront home in Malibu. She has a home that has a kitchen on the deck with a retractable wall. Mm-hmm. That's multi-million-dollar dreams that I have there. And I put that on my vision board in the middle of being incredibly broke. And while I haven't gotten to that level of wealth as of yet, I'm certainly on my way. And I feel like it's a lovely little kind of carrot that dangles in front of me, to remind me of where I want to get to go. So I would say, just start out by doing a vision board and then look at the little ways in your life that you can actually institute little changes that can set you on that path. For me, the first thing I ever did when I decided that I was miserable as a fashion advertising executive is I literally changed my name. My name used to be Beverly Smith, and now I'm Bevy Smith. And if you Google Beverly Smith, I don't really come up. There's a bunch of other people that come up, but Bevy Smith certainly comes up when you Google me. And I changed my name because I wanted people to start connecting me with my very own personal brand versus the brand that I was working for. So be it Vibe magazine or Rolling Stone magazine. I didn't want to be Beverly from Vibe or Beverly from Rolling Stone. I wanted to be Bevy Smith. And I wanted it to be, you know, that I could like enter a room and people could assess me for who I was as I showed up and not based on what I did for a profession.
I love that. And it also makes so much sense too, because it's all about if you believe it and if you can see it, then it can happen. Anything is possible. And I love that. I love that you wrote this. So talk to me a little bit about the book writing process. How does it feel to put this out in the world compared to your other amazing accomplishments?
You know, it's so funny because when I don't know what it is about me, Ashley, but I take on these huge endeavors and I don't really understand the severity and the gravity of them.
Uh-huh.
Like for instance, when I quit my job, I literally quit my job with like 2 years worth of savings or something like that, but with no real idea on how I was going to become a TV personality.
Right.
Like, I was like, I'm going to take some classes, I'm going to do this. But I had no real concrete plan. It wasn't like I was like, oh, I'm going to go and get an agent. I wasn't as strategic as I should have been. Same thing with the book. I got offered a book deal and I said, okay, I'll write a book. And I didn't even take into consideration that writing a book, especially a book that's a memoir, really does require a lot of time. It requires a lot of like fact checking on your own stuff. You have to dig really deep. And so writing this book has been quite the accomplishment, especially because, as you know, my dad passed away of COVID in April.
I'm so sorry, by the way.
Thank you, baby. As I was doing the final edits. And then, of course, I also had COVID in March, again, as I was doing the final edits. So it was challenging in a lot of different ways. But now that my baby has been born, I'm just so glad. And I feel so accomplished because it's just one more confirmation that anything I really, truly want in this life, I can actually have.
It's amazing. And everyone needs to read this. You are such an inspiration. And I said it before, just your personality it's infectious. It's so lovely to follow you and to see you getting all of this wonderful, all of these manifestation things coming true. One more question, then I'll let you go. Since Milan, let's say, when you kind of started realigning your path and started to see these positive transformations happening, what is the most surprising thing that you noticed happen?
The most surprising thing that I've noticed, and this is something I want people to really take in, is that the universe will rise up to greet you and to help you manifest what it is that you want. People told me when I quit Rolling Stone magazine that my phone would not ring because people would not want to invite me to events. They said that I wouldn't be able to get, people from, the Gucci's and the Pradas and these different fashion brands on the phone anymore because I was no longer of any service to them. Even with this book, the amount of celebrity support that I've received has been really astonishing. And, oftentimes people will tell you that, the entertainment or the fashion world is shallow, people are two-faced, no one's genuine, and I have not found that to be the truth. I have not found that to be the case at all. And so what I would say to folks is that in your life, go out with an expectation of being met with love and being met with grace. And, you put those things out. My dad used to always tell us, you only get out what you put in. And so I think that, while it was surprising to me to see the amount of people that have supported me over the years, I'm not totally shocked because I do know that I've done my good work in being a supportive, good, genuine, authentic person. And so that I'm receiving that all right back. whenever I try and do some kind of big endeavor and go into some kind of unknown territory, I'm receiving that love right back. And that feels really good. So I would say to your viewers to please go out into the world and put out what you want to get back.
Yes.
And I promise you, you will.
It all comes back to karma. So please keep putting it all out there. We love everything that you're doing. Everyone needs to read the book. Follow Bevy on Instagram. Mm-hmm. Bevy, thank you so much. It was so nice to virtually meet you.
I know. So nice to virtually meet you too, Ashley. And congratulations on the middle.
Thank you so much. You're the best.